All right, so as you guys know, I like to keep things really, really simple. And a lot of you have been asking me about my editing process within Camtasia because it's a super simple software to use, like super beginner friendly. And I'm actually gonna put another tutorial and full playlist in the description below where I show you a couple tricks on how to add different text and different lines, like, you know, those lines that you put on Instagram on the bottom where it goes from left to right, and a couple of things like that. However, in this video, I want to show you how to do the basic color correction that you need to have, you know, especially if you use a camera outside of Camtasia and you record the footage, and then you need to do some color correction without leaving Camtasia. Again, I like to keep things really simple, and when I use the software, I like to be able to do everything inside of it, right? So what you see here on the screen is just a video that I recorded. So this is the one that I haven't touched, and this is the end result, right? So you can see the big difference, like how flat and you know, to be honest, it's pretty ugly the way that it looks in here. And then just with a little bit of a touch, I get this one here. And again, everything is super easy to do. So first things first, what you're gonna need for this process is, number one, make sure that when you, if you record the video within Camtasia, just make sure you have enough storage, right? That's number one. If you do share screen, you probably won't need this. But if you do a video just like this one, like straight to camera, you're gonna have to do this color correction, right? So when you come inside here, you're gonna go to media. So, you know the process, like you go to file, you go to new project. I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm already in a new project, right? Then you go to media, you add your footage right here, like you import media, you add your MP4, and you just need to make sure that you have it right here on a track. And the reason that you see my footage so far to the right is because I have a bunch of other footage right here, so I didn't want to mess with it. All right, so I would say the first time that you're doing it, you want to copy and paste the same footage next to each other. So pretty much the way to do that is you select it, Control, and then you have copy here, or if you are on a Mac, you can just go Command C, Command V, and you're gonna just paste it right here to the right, okay? So the moment you have them next to each other, this is just for you to kind of see the difference when you do it for the first time. Of course, once you do it once, you're not gonna need to do this. So as you can see in here, and actually let me do this, let me copy this one more time just to be able to see what I'm doing in kind of live time. So first things first, you have to click on the actual footage, like it has to be selected. You see this yellow stroke around the around the footage right here, right? So make sure it's selected the part that you want to color correct, right? So you click on this, and then you go up here, you go to modify, you go to add effects, visual effects, and color adjustment. I'm not gonna click it in just a moment, just to show you what happens if you don't click on it. So let's assume by mistake you click on this one, and if the arrow is still here, you thinking that you added on this guy. Actually, no, let me do this because this is already done. So if I go right here into modify and add effects, visual effects and color adjustment, it's not even available for me. So that's why I'm saying make sure it's selected the one that you want to actually color correct, especially if you duplicate the footage, right? So again, you click on it, you go to modify, add effects, visual effects, and you go to color adjustment. Now you're gonna see a couple other things in here like colorize and a few others. We won't cover those now, but don't click colorize because here's what happens. You click on it and for whatever weird reason, it goes straight to green. Now, yes, you can do different colors, but this won't help. Like this is hard to get to a point where you actually want to color adjust. So again, we go back to modify, add effects, visual effects, color adjustment. And don't freak out. At first, you're gonna see this, you know, it's pretty worse. It's in a pretty worse condition. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna come right here, see that this color adjustment open up. And if it didn't, you wanna make sure that you're not selecting the audio, right? Because if you click on audio, that's nothing in here. If you click video, all of a sudden you see what's going on with this color correction, right? So a couple numbers, I guess, that would make sense for, at least for what I'm trying to accomplish, where 7 for brightness, 26 for contrast, 54 saturation. Now, you know, don't quote me on those, depending on what camera you use and what are the settings that you recorded, you know, 4K versus 1080p, and what's the, you know, what are the other settings within your camera. This can be slightly different, but again, I would go 7 for brightness, around 26 for contrast. But again, you can just play with this and get to the level that you want, and about 54 saturation. So let's see, as we get closer to 50, this is kind of what I like. Now, if I can go all the way up to 60 and it's still not bad, right? So if we go back to what we had, take a look at the way that it looks here, right? And I actually, let me just play it so you see it live. So I'm gonna play right now, right? So this is how the video looks like. Pretty much, you know, plain, nothing added to it, no no color adjustment. And then we come right here to this one and we hit play. So, you know, it has that worm look to my face. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I may go a little bit lower on brightness, maybe down to 3, looks even better. So, because my face, I don't want my face to be that much white. So let's see, that's also the contrast that I can play with. So contrast can also be, you know, 20 to 22 in this case for this settings. Saturation, you know, saturation you can go, I would say 50 to 55 for the settings that I use in here, right? So you can see right here, so 50, maybe I can go 55. And I'm really happy with this result, right? So as you can see, this is like it separates me so well from the background. Now, of course, this has to do with how close I am to the camera and how the lighting is placed, and all those things. But you get the point in here. Like, look how flat and literally no warmth to the footage. Boom, compared to this one. And I mean, you saw it took me what, 10 seconds, if that, right? So again, the way you do that is you select the actual clip, right? You go to modify, you go to add effects, visual effects, color adjustment, and this is where you play with all that. And if you make a mistake or something, don't even worry about it. I mean, you have this X here, like you just exit the whole thing, boom, and that's it. Like nobody can actually see what you what mistake you've done or something like that, right? Right. So now that I'm looking at this one, brightness may be a little bit too much, but this one looks way better in my opinion. So it wasn't the brightness, it was actually, wait, so let's see. So this one here has, what are the numbers? 7, 26, and 50. And this one has 3, 22, and 54. So this is what I like. So if you want to copy these numbers, brightness 3, contrast 22, saturation 54. Because I know sometimes when I do these things, or if I want to learn from somebody in a tutorial like this, like I want to know the numbers, like what are the numbers, let me just plug them in and I don't want to worry about it, right? I can mess around with it later, but I want to know the numbers. So this is the look that you get with 322-54, with brightness 3, contrast 22, saturation 54. This is what you get with 726 and 50. So let's actually play now the poor quality. I mean, not the poor quality, but the one without color correction. So this is what you get. This is with 726-50. All right, and now let's do the 322-54. Yeah, so definitely I'm liking this one. So that's what's up, guys. So in Camtasia, again, I know some of you prefer other software, and that's totally fine. However, I use Camtasia for pretty much anything. Like everything for my course creation, to editing my webinars, if I do it myself, right? If it's something that I have to do, like boom, 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 I want to get it done tonight. I can't wait for my virtual assistant to get it done. I'm just gonna do it myself. Boom, boom, boom. I like to get it done quickly. So I know it's somewhere around $200, a one-time fee, but you do get all the updates for free. But if you are like for beginners, like you don't want to learn DaVinci, or you don't want to learn Adobe Premiere, or you don't want to learn After Effects and all the other software that are, in my opinion, just a little bit too much for a simple thing that you need. Like if you just need to clean up the video a little bit, and you don't need some crazy effects, and you don't need some weird, like really strong filmmaking skills and stuff to add to your video, in my opinion, Camtasia for beginners is just one of the best softwares out there. So I'll put in the description below the other tutorial while I talk, the whole playlist, what I actually show you step by step how to add different effects and different things to your videos. But I hope this one was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, because if you like this video, you want to watch the next one coming up, where I also show you how you edit your videos and do all kinds of cool stuff in Camtasia. So don't go anywhere. Let me know in the comments what's your thought about this, if you actually implemented, and I'll see you in the next video.